back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens.
Welcome back to our channel. Today is a great day as we return to the absolute madness of Genoa. There's so much to explore today, and honestly, my head is spinning with all these unexpected twists. The Nick-Matt confrontation is predicted to become a major storyline in the upcoming episodes. Nick discovers Matt is manipulating Phyllis. Nick, already wary of Matt, begins to monitor him more closely. Nick makes threats. Will he be able to stop Matt? So let's just jump right into the absolute mess that is Matt Clark, because honestly, I am so exhausted by this man. I feel like I have been talking about Matt Clark for years and he just never goes away. He is like a cockroach, a very dangerous, manipulative cockroach. And he is continuing to cause so much trouble for Noah and Sienna. It is just non-stop with him. A few episodes ago, we saw that massive, explosive confrontation in the replica of the Shadow Room. Noah just absolutely lost it. He saw Matt talking to Sienna and he just snapped. He launched this violent physical attack on Matt, and honestly, good for him. I think all the fans on social media were cheering Noah on because we are all just so sick and tired of Matt breathing the same air as the Newman family. But then Matt does what Matt always does. He plays the victim. He stood there after getting beaten up by Noah and literally declared that he is leaving Genoa City. He said he is just so tired of the constant accusations and no one forgiving him, and he just wants to live a normal life. What a joke. A normal life? Matt Clark doesn't even know what the word normal means. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Who actually believes Matt is packing his bags and getting on a plane? Because I certainly don't. And you know who else doesn't buy it for a single second? Nick Newman. Nick is just not having it. Nick is looking at this whole I'm leaving town routine and calling it exactly what it is. A trap. A calculated, manipulative trap. Nick knows Matt better than almost anyone at this point, except maybe Sharon. And Nick is 100% convinced that Matt is just saying he is going to leave GC so that everyone lowers their guard. So that the Newmans stop looking over their shoulders. And then, bam, Matt will strike when they least expect it. And you know what? Nick is completely right. It is exactly the kind of twisted psychological game Matt loves to play. Let's be real here for a second. Nick is going through absolute hell right now. He is drowning in this severe fentanyl addiction. It is tearing him apart. It is tearing his family apart. Nikki is sick and stressed. Victor is trying to control everything by forcing Nick into some secluded rehab. And Nick is just a mess. He is popping pills and losing his grip on reality. But the only thing that Nick has absolute crystal clear clarity on is Matt Clark. It is like the hatred for Matt cuts right through the drug fog. Nick is so exhausted from having to constantly be on high alert. He is tired of looking over his shoulder, and honestly, who can blame him? Matt has tortured this family for years, and it is pushing Nick to a very dark place. We saw Nick having that deep, intense conversation with Sharon at Crimson Lights. Nick actually confessed that he has been spending a lot of time lately thinking about just ending Matt, like permanently. Murdering him, just taking him out so the family can finally be safe. Nick has this massive hero complex. We all know that. He genuinely believes that if Matt is dead, all his problems will be solved. He thinks it would be a sacrifice he is willing to make to save his family from the villain. Sharon was horrified, obviously. She tried to be the voice of reason. She pointed out the crazy irony that Matt actually just saved Nick's life right in front of her when Nick overdosed. But Nick doesn't care. Nick thinks Matt only saved him as part of some bigger, sicker game. And honestly, I agree with Nick. Maybe I'm being too harsh. No, wait, I'm not being too harsh. Matt is a monster. He raped Sharon. He locked Nick and Adam in a basement in Vegas and tried to blow them up. He is a psychopath. So I completely understand why Nick doesn't believe a single word of this supposed redemption arc Matt is trying to sell. But you know who is buying it, Phyllis Summers. Oh my gosh, you guys, do not even get me started on Phyllis. What were the writers thinking with this storyline? It makes me want to scream at my television. Phyllis is actually dating Matt. She is letting him woo her. She is going on dates with him at the GCAC and letting him compliment her and tell her how they are both just misunderstood outcasts. It is so gross. It is so incredibly toxic and disrespectful to everything Sharon and Nick have been through. Phyllis is acting like she is the only one who sees the real Matt. She thinks she is holding him back from his dark side. She genuinely believes she is helping him start a new chapter in his life. And Nick caught them. A few episodes ago, Nick walked in and saw Phyllis and Matt in this highly intimate, passionate moment. Nick just exploded. He was furious, and rightfully so. How could the mother of his child be kissing the man who tortured them? But Phyllis just got defensive. She doubled down. She defended Matt to Nick's face, claiming that she knows a sweeter version of him and that Matt is trying to change. Phyllis is completely blinded by her own loneliness and her desperate need to stick it to Victor and the Newmans. She thinks she is in control of Matt. She thinks she is his savior. But Nick knows better, so Nick, being the protective, paranoid, and slightly drug-addled guy that he is right now, decides he is not going to just let this happen. He starts watching Matt. He starts tracking him. Nick is keeping a very close eye on Matt's movements because he knows Matt is up to something. And guess what? Nick was right. Nick's radar is absolutely flawless when it comes to this psychopath. Nick discovers the truth. He finds out that Matt is completely manipulating Phyllis. Matt doesn't care about Phyllis. He doesn't love her. He isn't looking for a new chapter with her. Matt is using Phyllis as a pawn. He is playing her. Playing her like a fiddle. A complete fiddle. Nick realizes that Matt is only getting close to Phyllis to get his hands on the massive, explosive information she has been hoarding. Think about it. Look at the bigger pattern here. Phyllis just recently got her hands on the holy grail of blackmail material. She found out that Victor Newman used a highly illegal AI program to forge evidence to steal Newman Enterprises back from her. She knows Victor paid off Patty Williams to drug Jack Abbott. Phyllis has all the digital footprints and the hard evidence, thanks to Daniel and Summer helping her hack into it. Phyllis is sitting on a goldmine of information that could completely destroy Victor Newman and the entire Newman empire. And Matt knows it. Matt is faking his feelings for Phyllis to get access to that information. He wants that leverage. Matt is probably planning to steal the evidence right out from under Phyllis so he can use it against Victor himself. Or maybe he wants to use it to blackmail the Newmans into leaving him alone. Whatever his specific endgame is, Nick sees right through the romantic charade. Nick realizes that Matt is just pretending to be this sweet, amnesiac, reforming bad boy who just needs a woman's love to heal him. It is all a sick act. And honestly, discovering this is the ultimate validation for Nick. It completely reinforces his belief that Matt has not changed one single bit. Matt is still the exact same calculating, ruthless, cold-blooded manipulator he has always been. He is just wearing a different mask right now. He is using Phyllis's vulnerability and her hatred for Victor against her. And Phyllis is falling for it hook, line, and sinker because she is so desperate for a win and so desperate for someone to validate her. It actually makes me kind of sad for Phyllis. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Phyllis has fought so hard to get back on top. She lost her company, she lost her dignity, she was pushed into a corner by Victor and Christine. And now she finally has the weapon to fight back. And she is blindly handing the keys to the castle to Matt Clark because he told her she was pretty and misunderstood. It is tragic. But it is also infuriating because Nick tried to warn her. everyone tried to warn her. Summer is going to be so disgusted when she finds out her mother is being played by this monster. So now Nick is sitting on this explosive realization. He knows Matt is manipulating Phyllis for personal gain. He knows Matt is after the Newman blackmail material. What is Nick going to do with this? Is he going to run to Phyllis and tell her, let's be real, Phyllis probably wouldn't even listen to him. She would just accuse Nick of being jealous or trying to control her. She would probably run straight back to Matt and tell him everything Nick said. Phyllis is so stubborn that if Nick tells her the truth, she will probably just dig her heels in deeper just to spite him. This whole situation is setting up a massive collision. The Nick and Matt rivalry is about to explode into a full-blown war. Nick is already on the edge because of the fentanyl. He is already contemplating murder. Now that he has concrete proof that Matt is still actively plotting and manipulating people close to the Newman family, Nick might just snap completely. I honestly think Nick might try to take Matt out himself before Matt can get his hands on Phyllis's evidence. And where does this leave Noah and Sienna? They are still terrified. Sienna is still jumping at shadows because she knows how dangerous her husband is. If Matt gets his hands on Victor's secrets, he becomes untouchable. He becomes the most powerful man in Genoa City because he could bring down the entire Newman family with one phone call to the press or the feds. Noah is trying so hard to protect Sienna, but if Matt elevates his game to this level of corporate and criminal blackmail, Noah is way out of his depth. The writers are weaving this incredible, messy, chaotic web right now. We have Nick's addiction, Phyllis's delusion, Victor's AI crimes, and Matt playing the puppet master right in the middle of it all. It is classic Young and the Restless drama. It feels very old school, the way all these different storylines are crashing into each other. But I am just so anxious about how it is going to play out. Somebody is going to get seriously hurt. If Matt manages to steal the evidence from Phyllis, she is going to be left with absolutely nothing. No company, no leverage, no boyfriend, and her kids will probably alienate her again. And if Nick tries to stop Matt while he is high on pills, Nick could end up dead or in prison for murder. It is a lose-lose situation for everyone except Matt Clark. And that is what is driving me crazy. Why does Matt always seem to win? Why is he always one step ahead? I really hope Nick finds a way to outsmart him. Nick needs to use this discovery carefully. He can't just go charging in with his fists like Noah did. He needs to play it smart. Maybe Nick can trick Matt. Maybe Nick can use Phyllis as bait, without her knowing, to catch Matt in the act of stealing the files. That would be an amazing twist. But Nick's brain is so scrambled from the drugs right now. I don't know if he is capable of pulling off a complex sting operation. Anyway, that is where we are at right now. Nick knows the truth. Matt is a fraud. Phyllis is a pawn. And the clock is ticking before this whole thing blows up in everyone's faces. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Phyllis will figure it out before it is too late? Do you think Nick is actually going to try and kill Matt? I will be watching every single episode this week because I cannot miss a second of this fallout. It is going to be wild.